Picture two people who retire on the exact same day. The first opens her account and sees a big number, bigger than she ever imagined. But every time she needs money for groceries, a trip, or a medical bill, she has to sell a piece of what she owns. And if the market happens to be down that month, she sells anyway, at a loss. The second retiree opens her account and sees a smaller number, but on the first of every month, money just shows up, like a paycheck. She never sells a thing. The market crashes, dips, recovers, it doesn't matter. The cash keeps coming. Same career, same savings, two completely different retirements. The only difference is how they invested, growth versus dividends. And by the end of this, you'll know which road actually fits you. Let's start clean, no jargon. A growth ETF is just a basket of fast-growing companies, the names you already know. Apple, Microsoft, Nvidia, Amazon. These companies make profits, but instead of sending that money to you, they reinvest it back into the business. More products, more expansion, more scale. So you don't get a check. What you get is a rising stock price, and because you own a piece of it, your money grows as the company grows. Two popular examples are QQQ and VUG. Historically, growth ETFs like these have averaged roughly 15 to 18% a year over the last decade. No guarantees ever, but that kind of history explains the hype. And the fees are tiny. VUG charges $4 a year for every $10,000 invested. Now flip the model. A dividend ETF owns a different type of company. Older, slower, boring in the best way. Think Coca-Cola, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble. Businesses that quietly generate cash and share it. Instead of reinvesting everything, they send part of their profits to you, usually every 3 months, just for holding the fund. The fan favorite here is SCHD, with a yield around 3.5%. Put in $10,000 and you get about $350 a year. Put in $200,000 and that's roughly $7,000 a year, without selling a single share. And here's the underrated part. Those payments tend to grow. Over the last decade, SCHD's payout increased at a double-digit annual rate. That means your income can rise over time, even if you never add another dollar. So growth wins, right? Bigger returns, bigger balance, end of debate? Not so fast, because of one thing, the ride. Growth is volatile. In 2022, QQQ dropped about 32% in 1 year. Imagine watching $50,000 turn into $34,000. That's when people panic, they sell at the bottom, and the damage becomes permanent. That same year, dividend-heavy SCHD was down only a few percent. Here's the quiet truth. The calm investor beats the panicked one every time. A strategy you abandon is worse than one that's slightly less efficient but actually survivable. Stability isn't boring, it's functional. One important tax note. In a regular brokerage account, dividends are taxed every year, even if you reinvest them. Growth avoids that yearly tax, but you pay when you sell. So it's not taxed versus untaxed, it's taxed now versus taxed later. In a Roth account, this problem mostly disappears. So how do you choose? Under 35, lean hard into growth. Time is your biggest advantage. Crashes are temporary, and funds like VTI, QQQ, or VUG make sense at the core. Between 35 and 50, start blending. Growth still matters, but begin adding income. A rough 60-40 split can build wealth and future cash flow. Over 50 or nearing retirement, tilt toward dividends. The goal shifts from maximizing numbers to avoiding forced selling. Brand new with very little money? Start simple. One broad market fund like VTI is enough to begin. And here's where most experienced investors land. You don't have to choose. Pair growth with dividends. Growth builds the engine, dividends smooth the ride. When growth drops hard, dividends help you stay invested. Reinvest those payouts and compounding quietly accelerates. That's the whole game. Growth to build it, dividends to live on it, and patience wins either way.